Hello and welcome back. For me this is straight away, but for you this will be the start of another session, and this is me. First jobs first is, if the crop sensor will allow us to pick it up, it's us grabbing the crop sensor. I'm not sure, let's use the Argotron, to be honest it's a heavier tractor. Let's get rid of the Banderant, start up. Not sure which implement is which. I should say low. Let's see if I'm correct or whether I'm wrong. Yes, I'm right for once. Let's stick this down. And we'll drop this off over by the slurry yard. Like, whoa! I may have to come out and come back in again because it looked to me like the crop sensor is playing up. I can't grab it with super strength or anything, so I'm not sure. We'll put this down at the back because it's not really ever going to get in the way. Lovely. And let's get the crop sensor on. The crop sensor has to go on the front, for those who don't know. For the scanning I will be using Courseplay, or at least I will if the crop sensor will allow me to actually pick it up. Let's just run over it a couple of times and see if it will register. Because earlier when I tried picking it up, it was registering but wasn't allowing me to do anything. It is this time. Fantastic. Let's see if we can get it to stay flat. It's a terror for dropping down. Hooray. Let's stick this on. Now Courseplay, for this to work, it has to be switched on. It's not an implement it's used to, so if you switch it on and then do the course, let's do the course generation, field 14, we'll do 3 headlands, let's do that, and then 20 metre, do a slight overlap, got anything missing, go. Lovely, smashing. Oh wow, that's excellent. That's my ideal. I love fields where you can go round and round in circles like that. Let's save that. So this is field 14 and 20 metres. And we will go start at first waypoint, and let's get rid of that HUD. And let's watch this and watch the data come in. Now I nearly use Courseplay all of the time, so the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that the RT key, now that's one of the few new things I've actually got. Let me just fill everything up. Let's go to the... While that's busy doing that, let's get our equipment fixed. Now then, that's new as well. That's the Oppo 2000 is one of the few bits of equipment we've got that's new, so that's not going to need repairing. These two pieces of equipment are, and the SAMI is not going to need fixing because that, I was insistent on that being brand new for the fact that it does not like the second-hand equipment mod. So let's get that in the middle. I have got vehicle tabbing on, so I can, or should, be able to... There's the yellow, that's it. Let's repair, that's tab, repair. Will it let me get to the SAMI? Oh, don't need the SAMI, do I? Right, brilliant. So they're all fixed. So that's the first set of equipment. Let's leave all of the fixed equipment over this side so we know what's done and what's not. Let's not get too close to the field edge. Okay, so... that's right, that is actually new, isn't it? It's the one thing I kept as new because it wasn't included in the starting money, because that was the one thing in my starting criteria. I got that for a run around. So let's get these, let's get the Banderanti on first, Virtuos, and then let's put that bigger mower on. There's no way I'd get away with this without having something like the Banderanti on for steadiness. That would literally drag me down to the ground without that on, and it's still wobbling all over the place even with the additional weight. Say it is a very light tractor, the Sammy. I do love it. It's a fantastic, very, very agile little mod, and obviously it is 210 horsepower with the chip in, but you cannot escape from the fact that it's a small tractor. It has not got the weight. You cannot pull, even when you're doing things like baler wrapping. It really is actually quite an unsteady mod. For that reason, it really is absolutely brilliant. It can do the crop sensor, windrowing, even the virtuos. Actually, again, I might actually get a weight for this. It might be better to do so. Let's stick that there, and the virtuos. Actually, let's stick some lime in that. We need to lime this field. Now then, it's going to absolutely... This does actually release both lime and fertiliser into pallets, so it is actually quite good for that. Let's go and grab the trailer while that's filling. We'll set that go. Oh, that's coming on nicely. Whoa. Don't half get carried away with these fast things. Now then, can I see? Excellent. I love the look of this map. It is beautiful. Definitely. I'm loving it already. We'll set that Sammy going with course play in a minute once that date is finished. That's everything. Now then, I've forgotten, it's a swivel axle, isn't it? Not the easiest thing to drag around. Let's stick this just past this, where it's out of the way a little bit. It can be its place. Let's go. This doesn't need fixing. But let's go and drag it with the other equipment so it's not on its own. And then we'll set the liming of this field going, and then we'll set the fertilising. In fact, I suppose we could use this. We could be clever and use this for once for fertilising while setting the limer going. That way we've got all equipment on the go. This could probably handle. Could use this as an additional. Why am I doing that? I'm not wanting to fix it. I just said that. Right, okay then, so let's see, this isn't a struggle, I think. Oh, no, it isn't. It would in its natural form. That's one thing this would. It is still a bit of a struggle. It is finding that difficult to pull, so. Now then, this is a trailer attacher, so I could actually use the that for that. Right, the Albatron. Now I cannot tab, and I have got to run by my own lonesome without what I'm used to, the 3 times speed. Single speed running. Wow, it takes a long time. Stop driver. Let's stick this. I'm going to keep this where I always do, against the back of the slurry yard, because it's perfect place. It seems to, if it falls, it seems to fall against the back of the slurry yard, which is ideal. Now the one mistake I have made, which I've just thought, thinking things through, I have not bought my normal liquid tanker, which I'm going to need for taking digestate and selling it to the slurry yard, one of the main things that we do here. So now that's finished. Actually, let's stick that on the... Actually, we won't. The Argotrons. Now this is a trailer attacher, so we don't need no worries about 3-point link with this. It literally is just a trailer attacher, so there's no problems. Let's get this going. We want to, of course, generation 14. Let's try to do the 3 headlands again, because that's not going to be far off. Do a slight overlap. 24. Ooh, almost perfect. Spot on. Save 14. 24. You very rarely get that. It's usually longer. This is a lovely square field, so start at first, drive, delete, go. Smashing. Let's do the little Sammy. We'll use the Sammy for what we can do, because it has got a limited amount of jobs, as I say, because its size. Absolutely ace for this particular type of thing with the... Oh, did I actually unfold that? That was bad of me. Didn't realise I'd done that. Let's get that one back folded again for a minute. Once we are going to put fertiliser in it. Okay then. It's quite safe because that's definitely not going to catch up with him. So, course generation 14, this is definitely going to be way more than 3. Let's try 5. 9. Go. Ooh, 4. Lovely. Save 14. I'm going to class it as a 15, even though it is technically a 17.2, because the game classes it as a 15, so go. Lady helper. Usually, if I don't get knocked out. Right, let's get this fixed, because this definitely does need fixing. I think so does that. The big bag handler is okay, that's new, but the front loader isn't. That was second hand. So let's get this like prepared, and let's get me fueled up. Start filling. I love this. This is an absolutely amazing tractor. Not the most powerful horsepower, although chipped it is very, very good, to be honest. But even as it's standard 150 horsepower, what I'm used to be honest, I really do find that amazing. Right, let's get that. Let's get that put down on the ground. Oh, let's put it sideways. I don't want it to be taking up undue room. I love the pneumatic sounds with the tractors. The pneumatic pump sound is phenomenal sound effects sometimes in this game. Oh wow. Ah. Let's go get that. Oh, got too far to the left. Right. Oh wow, that's not far to run. Smash in. Have you done the whole field? Let's have a look. Doesn't look like you have. Precision farming. Have you missed the middle? It's just you can't. Looks like it's not switched on. Let's just do that manual. Ah, it's run out. It's not finished. Wow. 15,000 litres. Phenomenal. Right, let's put him at current then, in that case. That'll work lovely. If you put them on current, they literally, when the session continues, they literally pick up from exactly where they left off without you trying. So I would guess, well, we'll just fill it up anyway. So that's all equipment fixed. I forgot that stops it filling. Which of course it would do. Oh wow, I love the way when you look at an angle you can actually see the dark patch on the field where he's actually going. I think I've ever noticed it at that angle before. I don't think you'll need all of this time. I think this literally will be. I have also scientifically tested the growth stages on my last Let's Play, and I can definitely 100% say that if you leave the growth stage with seasons, you get multiple growth stages, obviously over the season. Oh, those two are going to be okay. Or they're going to come to an impasse. You literally will get multiple. Oh, they're going to do that thing where they just. Oh no, they're going to go past each other. Yeah, literally where they do multiple cuts. But I cross-reference that with doing a cut where you leave it. I'll show you. It's easy to give a point of reference to what you're talking about. When you look at the growth stages, you've got the really light, the slightly darker green, that's darker green than that, and then the very dark green before it turns to the first yellowy orange stage. Now that's the standard ready to harvest stage, and then you've got the orange, and then you've got the really orange. Now the really orange gives you a 50% bonus on cutting, so yeah, it's really good, and in the base game that probably is quite a huge advantage. However, in seasons it takes extra days to get to the really orange, whereas if you cut that in that first yellow stage, it only takes, dependent on the map, 2 or 3 days to get back to the yellow stage again. So therefore you get multiple cuts throughout the year, which is what allows for your expansion. So without that, if you allowed the orange stage, you may only get 2 cuts throughout the entire season's Let's Play of a single year, which would really be crippling. So definitely scientifically proven that if you go for the yellow stage, the growths in between are so good, and you only get a 50%, that in a way you are almost catching up with the growth stages to the point where, because you are coming around and harvesting a second time, your growth is 100% more than a standard one, so therefore better than the 50% extra bonus that you would get if you left it to the orange stage. So definitely still better. Literally I proved that last year on my Greenwich Valley Let's Play. I haven't finished my Greenwich Valley Let's Play, but I'm starting another Let's Play because I had a very bad start on that, and I wonder, obviously as a content creator, I had a terrible microphone, and the initial setup and all that, I think I did all of that. So I'm just trying. This is also a new map, so this is me attempting a new map, which may be of more interest to people than an older map like Greenwich Valley, even though Greenwich Valley is absolutely one of my all-time favourite maps. It's beautiful, and also the expansion I've got on that map is phenomenal. Right, let's actually, I'm going to need to get rid of those. I'm not sure it's going to let me. Yes, it is. Let's just nudge them out, and I don't know why I've done that, because I'm just already. Right, so when that's finished, we could also be very thorough and literally herbicide it, because seasons does allow you to herbicide before. I can't think of the word, my word brain often fails, but yes, to weed in advance. So yes, that does allow. Let's have a look how close to... oh, that looks not far off finished. So we are, if you look on the field information, we are pH value perfect, 7 spot on, and nitrogen perfect as well on the entire field. So once that is completely sprayed up there, we are going to be completely sprayed and up to date on this field, ready for this to grow into the growing stage, so we can actually do our first mow, our first cut, and our first baling. And oh, that's one thing I have forgotten. Let's just grab this and then I will explain. I am presently, as you always do, I will be on a 9-day season. I always play to a 6. I prefer a 6. Oh, that's good, you can see the data. Yes, I prefer a 6. Oh wow, that nearly used the entire amount of fertiliser. Amazing. Let's eject that. Not that there's very much, but it is something. Right, let's go and herbicide this then, so that we are completely, every last little job is done on this field that we need doing. And because it was the last thing set, we can just set it going straight away. Perfect. Right. Excellent. So we've just got to wait for that to do. While that's doing though, we will speed up a bit of time. As I've said, you've seen I've got the F11 tools on, so that means I've also got extra time scale of 2000. I can switch that up, but I find 2000 more than adequate. You could really run without a trigger, to be honest, at that type of speed. What we're going to do is stick it up to 120 for now, while we spray that, because to be honest, there's nothing we can do now with having one field other than watch the grass grow, which is not necessarily the most interesting. Let's stick it on 120 like I said I was going to. So I would like actually a shed. Last time I didn't have a shed at all until I actually bought the farmyard. Although I suppose this is the thing, this is an expansion let's play, where this is obviously to begin with your starting yard, and you can't get away from that fact. You have got to put mods down. So I suppose you could put, but eventually when you buy the proper farmyard, this becomes sort of like surplus to requirements. You're always going to need the container mod for things like fertilizer and stuff like that, so that's never surplus to requirements. It doesn't matter where we stick our solar panels, so again they can always go on the first field, but I'm not seeing how much they're going up actually. I know they don't go very much up at all. Let's have a look when it gets to 12, how much we go up, because I know it's not a lot. 92,102. 92. Oh my life. What's that, 150? Oh wow. That is mega. Well, I'm certainly not going to earn any money off that. This is all going to be down to hard work and graft. As I said, I did say from the beginning I was totally unsure as to how we're going to do on with this being on hard economy. This is a first for me. So yes, we shall. I'm waiting with bated breath to see. This will not be what I am used to either. Normally on a normal economy, I can expand at such a rate that within a year I've got animals, 5 or 6 fields. On the Greenwich Valley, I was absolutely flabbergasted. I did better on that on normal economy than I've ever done on any other Let's Play. By the time year 1 had finished, we'd got one modded animal yard with 63 animals in, 63 cows, which we bought at the perfect time. So by year 2, the seasons, they'd actually given birth, and we were up to 100 and something animals. We were producing milk, which was getting up to 28,000 almost every day. We were selling manure to the BGA and getting digestate, which we're then selling to the slurry yard. But all of these selling things, obviously, on normal, are so much more. It is so hard to make ends meet on hard economy. So expansion this is going to be a challenge, which I'm looking forward to in a way, but also this is an unknown quantity for me, so truthfully I am totally unsure as to what to expect, because this really is absolutely brand new to me. Let's have a look at the growth stages while we're talking, see what type of... oh, I'd forgotten about that. With grass, you always have to switch the grass off to see the growth stages, which I didn't know for a long time until I watched. Right, so we literally are either, I can't make up whether that's the second growth stage, I should say, by the look of that. It's not quite the medium, it's on the second growth stage by the look of it growing, so by morning it might be on darker green or dark green, but I don't think we'll be cutting until, oh that's right, let's change that to a 6-day season. We're going to leave everything as is though, crop moisture on, snow tracks, snow mode, seasons, Celsius, crop damage as is, and weed intensity scale 20 as well. Lovely seeing that castle. I think we're at a perfect place actually with that view. Absolutely gorgeous. Really this is my type of map. I say I do love it when the English maps always tend to have that's such a lovely gatepost. I know that seems a funny thing to say, but so many times in Greenwich Valley with having the slurry yard in the first field, it was a standard. I was always forever, because you had to literally turn at right angles, like coming up to the field like this and then turning left with the huge long... in fact I'll show you. This is what I am going to get, because this is my go-to trailer for digestate. Again, for expediency and smoothness, you can go for the little tiny these ones for the 82 Studios, which fit nicely with that particular mod, which have got a maximum 5, and usually I would stick... well, you could stick the actual back on, which is 5,000, and then have one of those for 5,000, and then stick another one, but it's so ungainly. So what I go for is usually this, which holds 25,000. But it is, funnily enough, if you look at that, the front end on that is ever so long. It's got such a long trailer attacher that, to be honest, it causes so much trouble. So really, a wide gateway is definitely needed. I have got store deliveries mod as well. Oh, let's turn the time down now. Let's see. Oh, let's just go and grab that. Not let that get carried away with me. So that will be my liquid tanker for moving the digestate to the slurry yard. I think we're going to be a few minutes in this. So. Another thing I love about courseplay is literally got 1 minute and 14 seconds till the end of this course, so we are quite close then. I love the lights on the Sammy. That is always, in my last Greenwich Valley, I was saying how absolutely fantastic the lights are on the Sammy, both reversing and they're so bright. Oh, I love the night sounds on the English maps. Well, on any of the maps actually, to be honest. I absolutely think the sound effects are fantastic. The one thing I can't understand, and I said this in my last Let's Play, it's funny, but even though you're preemptively spraying with courseplay, and it does... I've used 1 litre, so I don't get how it works, because if I use fertilizer liquid, it will, as you saw, it used 1500 litres. So I don't get how it actually works with preemptively spraying. It shows you the thing, it shows you the actual animation of it spraying the whole field. It shows the fact that it's gone dark all over the field, which suggests it's sprayed it all. But then we've used 1 litre. I'd sprayed the fields about 7 or 8 times, and I think I'd used 8 litres of spray. So I'm not sure whether the preemptive is working as I was always told it was, or not. But we shall see, because if it's not, we will definitely get weeds appear, and I've sprayed this. So again, another good scientific test. We'll leave the herbicide in, because this, to be honest, is what I tend to use more than anything in this. Lights off. Let's put my torch on. Let's go and sleep through from till 8 o'clock, so that's 11 hours. And we shall see what the morning brings. I'm not holding my breath that it's going to be grown by morning. The trouble is, when you muck around with the seasons, as I have, when you go from a 9-day to a 6-day, I'm not sure the game actually catches up until next time, so let's see. Wow, 2,860 property income. Wow, I'm really not used to this, even though I'm used to 3. We all know about the growth waves. It may be that takes a little bit of time for after that to. In fact, let's look at the growth. I think that's gone to the next darker growth, hasn't it, from the light? Looking at that. Oh no, to me that looks exactly as it was before. On that second dark growth stage, it's stuffing it on the third one. Right, okay. There's nothing we can do on this, so literally it is a matter of we have literally sprayed everything. This will be interesting because we've obviously weeded this. It'd be interesting to see what actually happens. Let's put it up to 2,000 and then stop it at tea time, because as we know, growth waves are funny when you fast forward, so give it a little bit of time to catch up. Let's put it on 5 times. Sometimes when you even go into this, it really doesn't move across. Yeah, I think it's still registering as the second growth stage, which I doubt very much it's still at that growth stage. It will be moving on at some point, so probably usually takes a couple of minutes for the growth wave to sweep through, I have noticed. Love the sound of the wind. Okay. Let's go up. Wow, I can't get over. I'm not used to the solar panels producing so little amount of money. Let's put this up to 8 o'clock. And let's sleep through till tomorrow. See what tomorrow brings. If it'll let me. Usually 9 o'clock, I think. Oh no. So that's 7 o'clock. It's going to wake me up. Rain. Let's have a look to see if it's actually. See, that's still registering as a second growth stage, and there's no way that should be doing that after this. To me, sometimes I think it gets stuck on. I tell you what I'm going to do. I am literally going to stop, save it, and come back in, because I think it gets stuck when you change. I never seem to recall one of the other Let's Play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to